It's time for our art display, and we have Adebayo Olagoke. Temitokwe, he's a multi-talented artist with a HND from Lagos State Polytechnic. He loves creating mixed media sculptures. Now we'll talk about that because not just metal, he says he starts from clay. It is great to have you, Olagoke. You're welcome.
Good morning.
Yes. So, wonderful. Now, mixed media sculpture, what do you mean what does one mean when you say mixed media sculpture?
Okay, when you say mixed media, it means it's not just a kind of material that you use. You mix different type of materials. It might be two, it might be three, it might be four different kind of material.
But is it possible to sculpt without mixing materials? Can you do single media sculpting?
Very much.
Okay.
Very, very much. And that is what most people do. That's what most people do. But for art to be more interesting and to show your skill and creativity, you have to think outside the box.
The box.
Though,
okay.
For now, people are now going into mixed media sculpture, not even sculpture alone, mixed media painting, mixed media whatever. It has been for long, but a lot of people just know, okay, I want to draw, and that's just it. And some people would say, okay, I want to make use of clay. And at the end of the day, they do the clay, they end up casting with resin, a material called resin.
Okay.
So it's just a one material thing. It's not two material thing.
Okay.
Like if you check this work,
Okay.
there are
This
two
one.
materials. I have the metal, I have the resin there.
Okay. Are we talking about this one here?
Yes,
The taller one.
this
okay.
mask.
All right.
This
beautiful.
side here is a resin.
Okay.
You have the metal there, which is the nuts.
Oh,
Yeah.
wonderful.
So
How long did it take to get this masterpiece?
when I did this, I did it out of, I was just doing it on my own, at leisure.
At leisure, okay.
At
So there was
leisure.
no
So there was
fixed
no
time. So if
fixed
I had a timeline, I said I want to create something like this, how long would it take for you to recreate this, to give this to me?
Of course, I can give you this in less than a week.
All right, wonderful. Now, this is really quite talent at work here. Let's talk about your beginnings. How did you develop such a talent to get to this stage to create such a masterpiece?
Okay, let me start from when I was small. I was in my primary school and I was drawing. At the time, my sponsor, my father, my brother, and is my father, is the one who fathered me up to this stage. So he stopped me from drawing. Why? Because I was drawing people who were taking cigarettes. Then they was like, no, I don't want this kind of this kind of thing for you. So he stopped me. But at the end of the day, at the long run, rather, I continued. And when I was in primary 6, people were like, okay, if you want to draw, go and give it to Temitokwe, go and give it to this one. Even teachers who knew me but did not know that I could draw. And I continued. When I got to secondary school, I was kind of, because I didn't have the knowledge, I could study art in school.
In school?
So I became a bit unserious with art. So I was just doing other things, and like the unserious me was, I was just an unserious kind of person. Not that I did not, I was not talented, not that I was not brilliant, but I didn't take matters
Seriously. Yeah.
So when I got to SS1, my teacher, Mr. Joseph, then, I can remember his name, Mr. Joseph, he was the one who encouraged me to go ahead, along with Mrs. Ghana and Mrs. Mrs. Ghana, yes, then Mrs. Thomas. There were 3 of them. So at the time, Mrs. Ghana said there was an opportunity to go for, what's it called, what's it called? Admission.
Okay, into university.
COE.
Okay.
A college of education.
College of education, pardon
at
me.
Mina, because I schooled at Mina.
Okay, in the north. Oh,
the north.
interesting.
So when she came, she was like, okay, Tokwe, you are in SS1. Let's say you're in SS2. Probably would have helped you to go there directly, because they were looking for students.
For students, okay.
For art students.
Art students, all
Art
right.
students. but I was in SS1, so there was no way she could
Yeah, get you there.
get me there. So I continued, and when I finished, I wanted to study something else. I wanted to study psychology, but because I did not do science in school, so I resorted to, okay, I'll do sociology.
Okay.
And I began to look for admission, and I didn't get admission. I went to see, what's it called, OAU. I went to EXU. Then it was EXU.
Okay.
So I went to other schools, so I couldn't get the admission. But at the time, my brother, who I said is my father,
Yeah.
called me and said, Tope, you have this knowledge, this talent. Why didn't you go and study something like this? And yours truly, when I applied for admission, it was as if they were waiting for me.
Wonderful. I like that. That's quite a lovely story.
They were waiting for me. So when I got there, from my first year, people knew I was going to do sculpture. Because the way they saw it, we were more than 100 in the class. But I was the class captain, and I was very, very much involved in sculpture. So, but my first assignment in school...
I like you, a good storyteller. You know, we sit down and make it here, just stories, but wonderful story. But let's just see a few of your works, because we're running out of time. We'll just see a few of your works and talk about this. What is this work titled?
This is a white feather chief. A white feather chief from the Igbo land.
And I love it against the white background.
Okay.
That is something. This is you in. This is your workplace.
Yes.
This is your workbench.
Yes, yes.
Sculpting is not easy, man. You need, people talk about the hands of a sculptor, that the hands have been hardened through, because you have to deal with fire, quite a lot of things, putting things together.
Is not like that.
Interesting.
It depends on how you manage yourself.
Okay.
Manage your hands, manage your materials. So my hand, if you touch my hand, it's not like that.
How do you do it? People often say so. So how do you?
But I don't know. Maybe my own is natural. I can't. But mine is not like that. And I've seen some people that theirs are not
the same.
like that.
Let's talk about this piece here. This one, the second one here. What's the title?
This is a sagging.
Sagging.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
Sagging. If you check, this is a maquette of a work, of a wooden work.
Okay.
That's a carving. So if I have to make a carving, I need to make a maquette for it. Yes. So it will be a guideline for me while doing the carving.
Wonderful.
So it's titled sagging. And this is it. If you check the breast, the clothes the woman is putting on is sagging. The breast is almost out. Even the skirts.
Wow.
So it's
you have a wonderful imagination, but this is quite a wonderful masterpiece. Tokwe, thank you so much for coming. I wish we had more time. We'd spend and talk about this, but keep it up. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Well done, Tokwe.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Hope you're able to pick up something there. We'll take a time out. Stay with us. We'll be back in a bit.
Thank you.